Thomas Partey injury worsens. So this is really one of the stories I'm gonna hate obviously come up with today, and the result of all this is all about adding dots. What the Ghanaian national team coach is gonna hate to say about Thomas Partey and why he was exempted from the squad of Ghana, and even on the provisional list Thomas Partey is not there. That obviously sounds or speaks volumes onto how bad this guy is doing with his injury. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really doing great and really having a fantastic stay wherever you are. Now, it's the 1st of December and we are soon going to the 1st of January, and we are soon going into the 2nd of January 2024, and the transfer window is open from today until the 1st of February, meaning that we are really having 32 days to execute these transfers and see to it that teams strengthen themselves. I don't want to see anyone coming out and obviously mourning about this, but all I want to let you know is that everything is really going on as planned, and a lot is really being put onto the stage that you guys are on. So Thomas Partey is going to be the lead. This is the Football News Show. We have something concerning Newcastle, and lastly we are also going to get a bit of Barcelona into this mix. And I know why you love this channel. It's because of the versatility of football news that we bring you. Not so? We woke up in the morning with a story coming in from Manchester City signing the next Lionel Messi, and it's really doing some good rounds onto the YouTube, and then went ahead to bring you a story of Arsenal commence Ivan Toney transfer investigations. You've gone ahead to love it a lot, and here we're coming through to bring you a 4th video of the day, and later on when the game of Liverpool is done, we'll be here to bring you the results as they take on Newcastle. Now, it's no longer news that Thomas Partey was really not included into the team of Ghana. So, and he's one of those experienced players with Ghana, is going to have to play in very many tournaments, and he's really pivotal into that Ghanaian national team. Now, Chris Hagton, the Ghana national team manager, has gone ahead and spoken the following about the omission of Thomas Partey's name from the AFCON squad of the Black Stars of Ghana. He has said, "This is one of our most important players, and withstanding his injury, he certainly would be in the squad. This is a big injury for him, and the biggest injury that he's had. I've spent a lot over this period of time with Thomas and also engaging with the medical staff at Arsenal. They will treat this injury with caution, and so will the player. From all the information that we've been given, the timelines of the recovery and caution that will be taken will not meet our timelines for the AFCON." So, if you've been doubting that this guy's injury is going to hit worsen, you need to listen to what the national team manager of Ghana is saying. This statement is wholly important, that he has been speaking to the medical staff and the player himself. But from all the information they are getting, they've been given the timelines of the recovery and caution that will be taken will not meet the timelines of the African Cup of Nations. And trust me, if at all Thomas Partey was going to return like maybe around the 20th of January, Ghana would have said, we are obviously going to go with him, because there is a very huge prospect that he needs obviously coming through and do the needful. And if at all you remember, I was here and I talked to you and I told you there's something fishy with Thomas Partey. I told you that there is something fishy with Thomas Partey. If I told you watch that video where I went ahead to confirm to you that Tohehiro Tomiyasu is back into the Arsenal full training, and you saw it very well that in the Arsenal full training he came up and really put up a shift. That he is this guy, and he went ahead to obviously play 45 minutes as Arsenal took on this side of Fulham in the second half. I was really inquisitive as to why this guy was not obviously playing. So he was not obviously coming back yet. A player that got injured after he got injured is back. Thomas Partey got injured when Arsenal was playing the Champions League away in Sevilla. That is it. And for the last 3-4 months, he has only gone ahead to play, I think, very few games. He played 20 minutes as Arsenal beat Man City by 1-0. And ever since then, he has never kicked a ball for Arsenal. He went ahead to play for Ghana, the 2 friendlies against Mexico, and I think the other one was against USA, and he returned, and he couldn't obviously play because even on his return in that Premier League game they played, he never kicked a game. He was there, and nothing really went ahead to really happen. So, Thomas Partey, there are really question marks. Now we all know that the manager of the national team of Ghana has gone ahead to break and all spill the beans that he's really doing the needful, and he's getting us to a very scary position. But these are the facts. These are the facts about the guy, about what he really went ahead to go on and do. And he's not going to be expected back. Meaning that all those thoughts that was going to return in January are false. I read the story and I really never went ahead, obviously, do it. But he's coming next. But he's not going to be that kind of player who comes in through to see to that everything really goes on as planned. So looks like if this is the worst injury he's ever going to have in his life, then it boils out into one of those that will keep him out for long, because you've seen Thomas Partey being out for very many months and days. So if it's the case again, then we need to obviously look through it and really understand exactly how things are really unvolving at Arsenal, because this guy is really an injury-prone player. And everyone read out my summer transfer window very well, and I went ahead to let you know that this player deserves to obviously be sold. I told you that he's an injury-prone player, and Arsenal should sell him and maybe get in Caicedo plus Caicedo plus Declan Rice in that midfield. Because I thought that if you tell me to pick Caicedo over Kai Havertz, I would have gone ahead to pick Caicedo over Kai Havertz on any day. You get, because Caicedo had already shown us that he can play as a right back at Brighton and could invert into the midfield. He could play as a number 6 or a number 8. And imagine Caicedo and Declan Rice in the same midfield, alongside Martin Odegaard. So, would have been something important. But they are really into a situation where they are not having a player that can help them do the job. They trusted him, kept him around. Mikel Arteta was told that this player really deserves to leave. Sorry, this player, even the player wanted to leave, but what Mikel Arteta did was to obviously sit him down and convince him to stay at the club of Arsenal. Guess what resulted? Obviously, that was the result, and everything really went on as not to the plan of Arsenal. And this guy is injured, and no one knows when he's going to come back, because if he's having the worst injury of his life, it might keep him out until February or March, and even Julian Timber can return when this guy is not yet back. That is really very, very possible. So let's not underlook that, and let's give it the treat that it deserves as a story. Then this is Simon Jedin. He works for the Telegraph. He has told us that Thomas Partey had been hoping to make his return to football during the festive period, but his omission from the Ghana squad for the upcoming African Cup of Nations is an indication of the severity of his injury. Guys, note that, swive on it, believe it, and take it. The injury is serious. It's not some good news to Arsenal fans all over the world, but that is it. You have to accept it and take it in. I know it's really a sour pill to take. But you just have to take it in. Let's wait and see how that happens. But right now, Liverpool has just gone ahead to miss a penalty. Salah, Dubravka has gone ahead to save his penalty, and it's still 0-0. So it shows you exactly how tough the game is at Anfield. But Liverpool is really having a lion's share of the possession, lion's share of the attack, and Newcastle are really playing on the defensive side. So Liverpool are really playing like a team that wants to win this game of football, and they want to top that Premier League table and really be some good 5 points ahead of Arsenal as everything really pans out here onto the Rokani Media Football. So guys, Thank you very much. That is all about Thomas Partey. We don't know exactly when this guy is going to return. That is it. However much he's having rehab, he's not really moving up to the full team training. You saw to it that he was in the rehab and Tomiyasu wasn't back in the rehab, but those are like, I think 2-3 weeks back. But Tomiyasu is back and he played another game for Arsenal. Yet this guy's not going to hate to play a game for Arsenal. So it's really very, 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 very agitating for everyone who supports Arsenal. But I know it's abysmal, but you will understand exactly why it's like that. It's because of the decision that Mikel Arteta went ahead to take, as they went ahead to see to it that they really convinced him to start the club of Arsenal. The player wanted to go, and teams are willing to offer £30 million, £40 million to sign him in the summer. But right now, I don't know whether they can get some money that is equivalent to that, either in the summer transfer window or right about now. Now we go to Newcastle injury crisis continue as Kieran Trippier and Callum Wilson will not play part of the squad for Liverpool game. Trippier misses out due to groin issue. Wilson misses out due to a calf issue. So that is exactly what is happening at the side of Liverpool. Sorry, Newcastle. They are playing against Newcastle at the Anfield, but they're not having players. Callum Wilson and Trippier. I know it's really bad for the side of Newcastle, but you know, many teams are really having injuries, and those injuries are coming in from the pivotal players that have gonna hit, obviously coming through and fitting like a glove. For example, Arsenal having the injury of Julian Timber really costs them a lot. The injury of Fabio Vieira costs them a lot, because he's this kind of player who will come in that midfield, like when Arsenal is playing against Fulham, and then create something from nothing. So every team is really having injuries. I don't want to see anyone coming in here and really saying we are having injuries. Every team is having injuries, and trust me, there is a time for everyone to get injured. So it depends on how you're going to have to recruit and plan for those during the summer transfer window. But January transfer window is going to have to come in early. If you're a serious team, you can obviously get in yourself a very, 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 very good player. Then Sergio Roberto will start versus Las Palmeras because of his performance versus Almeria. Now, Sergio Roberto, on several occasions, we've seen him being played into the midfield. That is it. And Xavi is really doing a lot at the club of Barcelona, but Las Palmeras is the team they're going to play on Thursday, and we hope to see to it that all this really happens. And remember, in the morning I brought you a story that João Felix is not going to start because of how he performed against Almeria, and that is really a little bit of a breather, because this player has been performing very well, and he's not onto the lineup of Las Palmas, meaning that the manager is 100% deploying players on the field of play on merit, and I give him a credit for that. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But tell me your thoughts about Thomas Partey injury worsens as confirmed by the Ghanaian national team manager, and Mikel Arteta and Edu have a lot to do in the January transfer window. And I think this is why they went ahead obviously looking for players like Douglas Luiz, looking in for a player to come in through and really be part of that midfield. Because imagine if Partey is injured and Declan Rice gets an injury, or Jorginho, So it's really worrying that this team of Arsenal can break down anytime from now, if at all a lot is not done. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains by him. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Happy New Year still. Bye-bye.